What's going on, world? Welcome to No BS Podcast, and today we got a special guest with us. And that special guest does a lot of things, from hair to acting to singing to modeling, being a super mom. She does it all. And there's none other than, she want to sing a song, but it's none other than Mz.Tori Lee. Oh, I forgot she podcasts too, y'all.
Hey!
So what's going on with you?
Nothing much. It's all love.
All love.
Yes. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no problem. That's what we do.
All right.
Work with each other. That's what we do.
Working with each other.
Yeah. So what you got going on? What you been up to lately?
Oh my goodness. Being a super mom. Being a superhero.
Superhero?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Being a superhero and trying to get back on. I'm trying to get back on the whole podcasting trip, right along with you.
Right.
Trying to get back into that full throttle, just being a superhuman.
What does that look like?
Oh my God, it's not easy. So, like you said, from doing hair to traveling with a teenager is difficult at this day because they do so many different things.
So many.
They have all these extracurricular activities, and then they're jumping from activity to activity to activity. Listen, I'm just trying to figure out how this works.
I'm still trying to figure out. I got two daughters, and boy, we go from soccer to basketball, basketball to soccer, soccer to basketball, volleyball, soccer, volleyball, soccer, basketball, basketball. And I'm like, yo, we doing all this in 1 week?
Yeah, 1 week. In 1 week.
You know your dad is an entrepreneur.
Right. They don't care. They don't care. Like, my daughter feels like we celebrities. Like, she feels like we've already made it to this plateau of financial release that we could just do everything under the sun.
I think that comes from the security blanket that we put above, like around them, where they don't get to see the hard work. They just see the results. So the moment they ask, we deliver. And the more we keep delivering, the more they don't see. So they just think it magically appear like Lucky Charms. In reality, that's not what it is.
And I don't know how that my daughter ever thinks that. Like, the movies that I used to be in back in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, she was on
the set with you?
Yes. Like, she was the script supervisor. Like, she would never cuss, but she'd be like, in the word, and you say this, that, and, so she knew how to read. So she was the script supervisor. She was helping with how you look. She was my personal stylist. Like, no. So you see all of these things. She's saying cut and action. So it's hard work. If you look back at some of my YouTube videos, you see her still in the show.
Right.
So she knows it is hard work put into this, but in her mind, like you said, because I might say no, but it's still delivered.
Right.
She doesn't think about it like that. Something's wrong with her.
I know it took my youngest child forever to get the concept that if we fly into Atlanta airport, we get on the plane, that we're no longer in Atlanta. Her mind, we got on the plane and we still in the same airport when we land. And it just made me think, like, kids really just don't know. Like, all they know is, give me, please, I gotta be here and I gotta be there. And you like a super Uber driver. Yeah,
pretty much that is what my life consists of. Every picture that I take, every video that I record is in the car driving.
Yeah.
To one location to the next. I'm like, at this point, I think that I should invest in a gas station, because at this point, that is who gets my money besides the government? The gas station.
Gas station, definitely. Oh, I know. I fill up at least twice a week alone. It's crucial too.
Listen, last week I must have filled up about 4 times. Don't ask me. And I'm in this little bitty car and I'm trying to figure out why 35 no longer fills my tank.
Well, that's because you're in Atlanta. So everything in Atlanta is 45 minutes apart. It don't matter if it's like 10 minutes up the road.
But I still used to fill up with like $30.
Oh, nah, not with gas.
35. Now it's like 40, 42, 47. Like,
I got a truck. It costs me $75 to $80 to fill that thing up. I fill up twice a week.
Man, I try not to get below half. But sometimes you forget because you're driving so much. I forget. I'm riding past gas stations like I need a Tesla.
Oh no, I get it all the way to the E. You know, what the little sign thing
And they say, hey,
you got 50 miles before you.
You had 29. You count them down. You had 32. Excuse me.
I want to make sure I use all my $75 today. we ain't about to bypass that. We're going to make sure that this is not mixed with the new 75.
Right. It's not going to be 75 and hold it.
It's going to be right at 12 miles an hour, just enough to get to the gas station. Then I can fill back up. Oh, no. We're going to play
this crazy. No, I usually cannot, but that saves me more money to me if I get to half and then I fill up, because then it's only about like $20-something opposed to the $40-something I'm spending every time.
Right.
So that's the only difference.
It ain't working for me like that.
Being a superhuman it's not easy.
It isn't.
But somebody gotta make it look good. Shout out
to all the parents that make their kids not see what's really going on.
Make all their dreams
while you do
come
the
true.
impossible for their dreams.
Exactly. And you know what? I really realized that it's big in the conversation with manifesting things to children.
Yeah. Because
since my daughter's been a little girl, she's always talked about this magical life she's going to live, where she's not going to clean up, but she's going to have a maid.
Watch it happen.
And how, she's going to do all these things. So I volunteered with the kids just a week ago with all of these 8th graders. And they went to a thing called Junior Achievement. And I haven't did Junior Achievement since I was little. When I was in grammar school, we were writing in textbooks.
Right.
Type of thing. But for her, it's like this big old, when you walk in, it's all these storefronts, Home Depot and banks and all these things, right? So they start from the front as being CEOs, CFOs, accountants, and all of these positions, learning businesses, to now in the back where they give them a simulation on their families. So they give them a job, they give them a spouse. So some of them have a spouse, some of them don't. Some of them have children, 1 to 2 children, and some of them don't.
Right.
So some of them are single parents with 1 or 2 children.
It's a hell of a training course.
Okay. And then some of them are married with 1 or 2 children or none. And some of them are single with no children. So, it's really great. And so I'm talking to my daughter because the kids I had, I was worried. Ooh, baby, I was talking to the little boy. I said, baby, let me help you out, baby, because it's all messed up. The little group I had, they was cracking up. And I'm like, ooh, girl, don't. Ooh, no.
You start learning what they really think about, right?
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. One boy was like, he got him a car. And I said, well, what you want to put your wife? He trying to put his wife on public transportation. I said, with 2 kids?
Why he got the whip?
Why you got the whip? One dude was like, I bought a sports car. I said, Jack said, what you?
Hey.
Where you gonna put the car seat?
Them are teenagers. They not thinking past that.
He said, and that's what he said. He said, I wasn't thinking about that. Where I'm gonna put the kids. I guess he said FTK.
I bet you knew we were gonna put them Jordans at.
Okay. I said, baby, I'm worried. But it was so funny because when I asked my daughter what was going on with her, she was so excited.
Right.
To tell me, right? She's like, Mom, my life was busting. I had the best life. I was a finance. I had a doctorate. I was a finance major. My husband, he was a doctorate or master degree. He was something else. She told me, she was like, I was making like all of this money, 100 and some thousand. He was making money, and we had 1 son. And she named him after the Ninja Turtles. Crazy, right? So her husband and the kid. Michael was her husband, and Donatello was her son. They call him Donnie. You know what I'm saying? Had it all wrote, using imagination. I know this mind.
She gonna get this life, son.
She gonna get this life. And so I said, well, what was y'all monthly income? So together, because they do, if you have a spouse, they showcase both your income, and then they show you what it's like together.
Right.
And so they had this income together, and then you have to budget, and then you have to then go in and see if you gotten your home loan and your car loan. And so she was like, man, our life was off the chain. I said, after taxes, what y'all bring home? She said, oh man, about $7,000. I said, $7 grand. What life was y'all living for?
That's a hell of a life.
I'm like, hold on a second. She was like, yeah. She said, man, I got us 2 houses, 3 cars. I had a car. My husband had a car, and we had a car for
all
the
the
house.
bills are paid.
Right. I said a car for the house. Who? First off, who has cars for the house? Because the house can't drive.
The nanny that's gonna come and pick up the baby.
Right.
Pick up
So
Donatello.
we had our son. We paid for. She said all of my. I said, was all of your bills paid? She said, yes. My house was paid. The cars were paid. She said, I paid the bills. All the bills. They was able to choose the bills. They was able to choose life insurance, home insurance,
She was ready.
car insurance.
And she had a $7,000 cushion.
And then she was able to choose like vacations, trips. Then they also have a section where they have to put money into savings and emergency funds. So she was like, I put 1,000 into savings. I put about 700 into emergency funds. Whatever she said. So I said, so how much did you have after you done did all this stuff? Like after you paid all your bills for the month, what did you have left? She said, about $3 grand. I'm like, about $3 grand?
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all, I don't know what life y'all was living. Y'all was living the best life.
Yeah.
I said, so at the end of the day, this heifer is manifesting the life she want to live in real life. She's been doing it. And I said, and watch. I said, just watch my daughter change the trajectory of all of our lives and my family just based off of a childhood manifesto at 5.
Power of the word.
To now we doing this thing at school and she is the breadwinner. And I don't think none of those other kids had anything like that. They were struggling.
They didn't have the foresight that she had.
I mean, kids was making $2,500 a month and they were like, we poor. Poor? I'm like, well, damn, I'm poor.
Find out what I can do.
I must be poor then. What do you mean?
Kids look at kids will go on social media and look and see what everybody doing on TikTok and see what they're doing on YouTube and see what they're doing in these lifestyles, not realizing that a lot of these guys are really faking the situation.
I mean, they're at Home Depot.
Yeah.
They're at Home Depot pretending that this is their home, like MTV Cribs.
I watched a guy, I was watching the TikTok the other day, and he was shooting a rap video with all the supercars in the background. Then another guy showed the other angle from it, right? He was inside of a car dealership while everybody buying cars, and the cameraman was up there filming him, acting like he was in there shooting the rap video.
You see?
So I was like, oh yeah.
That's why I said perception is not always reality.
It definitely ain't.
And people have to realize that. And so you have to teach the kids that. And at the end, the kids said to me, wow, now I know what my parents are going through. Because it's 4 of us. It's 2 of us. It's 3 of us. I'm like, dang. So that's pretty cool. But all in all, these kids have us on the go like this. But they're gonna be the ones paying for our rent and our gas from here on.
Or a nursing home. Whatever comes first.
Listen. The lady was like, oh, I'll put you in a nursing home. See, she's manifesting her life.
Yeah,
so my job is to be healthy all my life.
So you don't get to that nursing home?
Put me in no dang nursing home while you living in a house with a maid and Donatello and Michael and them. No, you won't.
Donatello, Michelangelo, got a little Raphael dog coming around the corner.
Right. I'm trying to tell you,
you gonna be in a nursing home.
And I'll be in a nursing home. So, oh no. She's manifested too heavy and clearly her manifestos are happening.
I'll be like, yo, just focus on yours.
You better hope you don't make it to the nursing home before me, because I'm gonna put you in there first.
You know what I'm saying? Don't throw me in no damn nursing home. I'm trying to live my best life. You out here. How early you try to throw me in the nursing home? Am I like in my 60s or 70s?
Right. So, I plan to always be fine, okay? I plan to always be fine. And if not, then I'll do what the older women do. Get a nice little young boy.
And keep it young and fresh.
And I'll be a cougar, okay? Because, at this point, the kids all told her, girl, that's your mama? No, that's your mama later? Because if that's your mama, she's like, I don't want to hear it.
Hey, now you can't even go to school. Because her friends going to be, oh, that's your mom.
They're already on my Instagram, though.
Oh,
so she said, so Lord have mercy. Bless the young man. Bless you, young man.
Oh, Oh, she's so cute.
That's
Like,
your mama.
girl, can I come over for lunch?
That's why she don't go to the basketball games and stuff no more, because they be like, your mama, tell your mama I said hi. She be like, tell her yourself.
I would go tell her, girl. Don't be a messenger. My kids don't be a messenger.
That's how my daughter be like, tell her yourself. You tell her.
If you want to talk to my dad, you right there.
Right.
He's like,
I'm not saying nothing, because really I don't like none of y'all no way, so you say it.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Nobody saying nothing to my parents. And the kids are like that. They don't want nobody to speak to their parents.
at all. Well, see, they don't want to speak to us. Since they come teenagers, they don't want to speak to your parents either. They don't want to speak to us. Mine's hiding in a room and they just pop up mysteriously when it's game time. Girl, where you been in all day? I didn't even know you was here.
Lord.
When did you get here?
Please, let's trade. Because mine is always doing something to irritate me. Now she's doing a little irritating stuff. Like, remember you used to do this to me when I was a kid?
Oh, let's pay
and now she's doing it to me. I'm like, I promise you, if DCFS didn't work, if they wasn't here, girl, you'll be laid out.
We would not be playing these games with you right now, Charlotte. We would not be playing these games with you.
These kids, but you know, I wouldn't trade it for the world. So that's the story of my life.
That's what
it's a comedy.
They keep you young.
They do.
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And keep you on your toes. Definitely keep you young, because now everything that they listen to, you gotta listen to. Which is young. Everything they do, you gotta run behind them. So you basically exercising and seeing what they doing. So you always staying fresh on what's really happening throughout the day. And Lord forbid something happened to somebody on social media that's their age. Oh, did you hear about this guy? He said this. Did you see this basketball player? Look at the Kardashians. They broke up with Kanye. Like, yo, you know more about their lives than you do your own life. How is that? Are y'all people with me? Let me know, because I want to be over there too. I want to see what you watch.
Right. Like, girl, you better quit talking to me about this stuff. Don't nobody care about what they talking about. Is your room together?
Right.
You talking about them and their house. What's your room look like? I'm trying to figure it out. Okay, mom. Oh.
It's always something. Like,
yes. I be turning the music. I be like, listen, I don't want to hear nothing else about nothing else. Her and her friend was in the car and everything was, I said, I don't want to hear nothing else about penis and vagina and guns. I don't want to hear none of this no more. It's like,
that's every song on the radio.
Every song is about guns,
every
gunplay, vagina, wet, dry, and my penis.
Yeah. And
everything you're gonna do to it. I mean, it's nothing about. At this point, they don't want to do nothing for y'all no more.
Nothing. I was first of all, I'm about to make a TikTok. I had a reel going on, so I did like a little MMA fighting reel that I put together, right? So I put a song on, and the song was like, I want to ride, I want to ride, I want to ride. I know, I'm not thinking of the song, so I posted with the boxing video. Because my thing is like, yo, he ready to rock. Like,
right.
He's swinging.
You thinking I want to rock?
Yeah. My daughter came in the room, Dad, take that down. That's real suspect. Take it down. I was like, suspect? What you mean look suspect? You know what they saying in the song? Say, yeah, I want to rock, I want to rock. She was like, no, I want to ride. I was like, ride what? I want to ride. I was like, what we riding? Like, rock, right? She was like, no, ride. I was like, oh, girl. She was like, yeah, take it down. I was like,
you see what I'm saying? You
song ain't even safe.
Ain't no song safe. It's nothing safe these days. Nothing safe. So, yeah, you gotta watch out.
You gotta watch this, yeah.
You gotta watch out. You gotta watch what these kids are talking about and what they're doing.
So I sent her songs now. Let her review my song when I post it, because I have no clue.
And say, hey, is this okay? Because if it's not, let me know. Let me know if this is not okay.
So what's going on with your music since you was the superstar singer?
Oh my God, what's going on in music?
Yeah.
Nothing. No.
Damn. Nothing going on. Huh? All this talent.
There's a few things, trying to get back into the Tori experience, trying to get back into that as time progressed.
That's the podcast, right?
No.
Or that's Tori in the morning.
Tori in the morning is the podcast.
Okay.
6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, definitely go check Tori in the morning.
Tori in the morning, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. every Monday and Tuesday, where we have stimulating conversation. We'll have a live chat, a non-biased environment. So you can come and say whatever you feel and mean what you say, and nobody's going to judge you. Somebody's probably going to agree or disagree, and that's great. That's why I created that platform for you to be whoever you are.
Right.
You don't have to pretend to be somebody else because your girl is definitely going to say what I want to say, and that's just that, unapologetically. That's just how it works. But the Mz.Tori Lee experience is more of like a musical concerts, one-on-ones, almost like Tiny Desk type of feel.
Right.
Where I just share what I really love about music and sing songs that I really like and what's meaningful to me and that sort of thing. And so I want to get back into that and pushing it in a live platform.
Right.
Like in a live venue.
Why not?
There's a guy that really wants me to do this over on the East off of Memorial. He really wants me to put this together and do it. And I was talking to him about a band, and he was like, "You can't do just tracks." Like that's how bad he wants me to bring in this different feel because it's more of like a cigar lounge.
Oh yeah, that's perfect for you.
Like a speakeasy,
Yeah, that's perfect for you.
And that's perfect for me. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. So. I said, why not me? Why not me? So we'll see how that kind of flows into coming into the summertime.
Right.
That's gonna be fun. And shout out to my team. We got music group back at home in Chicago. We have been communicating through Facebook Messenger, and my bro E-Dub has been sending beats. Okay. He's like, okay, what y'all doing? And we doing this, we doing that. And so on my way here, he was sending out a beat. And so I was communicating with one of the other brothers. And I'm like, look, listen to this. Tell me what you think. I have an idea. Because anything that me and him do together kind of turns into a hit. So,
okay.
And then I have some other things I'm working on in the house. Recording, using my own little recording studio kind of thing at home.
Don't say little. Just say, I got my studio at the house.
Right. Don't say little.
I'm really late now. You got to manifest that. I'm at the studio.
I'll be at the
dropping
studio.
hits every day.
I'm at the studio.
Doug send the beat. I lace the track. That's what we do.
And that's exactly what's happening. So I have some songs that I have been working on, some songs that I wrote, and now I've just kind of brought them into play. So now I'm just trying to figure out how to mix and all that type of stuff, which I really think I should send it to somebody else so that we can have some good music coming out into the summer that kind of fits exactly where I'm going as I'm getting older. I think I've always had the same type of music style. I'm not real raunchy or anything like that.
You're real smooth with your vocals.
I'm real smooth with it.
You're real smooth with the vocals.
I'll tell you a story real smooth. Yeah. Put you in a mood real smooth. You're like, wait, I didn't even know I was feeling like that. But you do. Yeah. I think less is more. You don't have to be all out with it.
Mm-mm. And so you fit that criteria too. So it works out smooth. Like that soulful Indy Irie, Angie Stone, Jill Scott, Erica whole vibe.
Heck yeah, those are my aunties.
Not the aunties.
They are my aunties. Well, I don't know if I should call them my aunties or my sisters. I mean, I think my aunties because they're,
I'm with you.
But I had a big sister that's in her late 40s, so I guess they can be like.
They can be big sisters.
They can be big sisters.
Y'all might do a concert together one day.
And we are. So
let
me just say, Erica, Jill, I'm coming. We're gonna do some shows together. I got some India Irie. Some Sade. Maybe I'll be able to pull Auntie. That's Auntie. I'm pull Auntie Sade.
That's great Auntie right there.
Right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
that's great Auntie.
I'm manifesting that. Let's make it happen.
You're supposed to.
Anything is possible when you're connected to Sean Maxwell. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. I'm telling the truth. Anything can happen with Sean Maxwell.
That's what they say.
If that's what they say, then that's what it is.
Oh man, let me go ahead and put that in my manifesting list. Sean gonna make it happen.
Sean is gonna make it happen. You know how many things he's made happen for me in such little time? He's gonna make all of that happen too.
Oh, Jill Scott, Eric, get ready. We got a live concert. You're gonna be behind our desk. Bam! All right, claim it.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm claiming it. That's what we're doing.
So you had a chance to watch the Oscars?
You know, I kind of glanced through it. It was something that it was something that I kind of glanced through. Not anything that I really watched. You know, I haven't.
So you ain't got to watch it to see what's going on.
Exactly. You know, thanks to social media and this new age technology, I never have to really watch any of these shows anymore. And to be honest, these shows are so dumbed down.
Yeah.
So watered down. It's so wrapped into different type of sexual orientations. It's spreading a bunch of things that I'm just not here for it. I'm not saying I'm against anybody of any certain stature.
Right.
You know, you can do whatever you want to do. You can be with whoever you want to be with. You can love whoever you want to love because, hey, I've been there. I've done some. I have skeletons in my closet, too. So I'm no different than anybody else. But on the forefront, I just don't think that certain things are for children, and these are the things that's there. But for the most part, I thought that some of the performances I saw were really good.
Yeah.
I'm happy that Silk Sonic won some things.
Oh, well, we already knew they were going to win.
They didn't have a choice.
Yeah, I mean, they killed it all year. Like, and the thing is, people was anticipating songs for them to drop. Like, they dropped the one, let it ride for a little bit. Then dropped another one, let it ride for a little bit. Then dropped, it looks like they dropped one every quarter.
And they should have. Mm-hmm. If you know anything about music and entertainment, then you know that each quarter is you have to be very strategic when you're dropping music.
Right.
And they dominated every quarter.
Oh, they damn sure did.
You know, there's nobody out here that has been able to make money in every quarter.
Not really.
Not since Drake. Drake was like the master of that. Yeah. Dropping music in certain quarter sectors that lasted throughout that time. And then dropping an album in the next quarter.
Yep.
Dropping like 1 or 2 singles. And then in the first quarter, drop a single.
I don't know. J. Cole's on it like that too.
Right. And J. Cole is so underground, though. I don't think people pay attention to J. Cole.
Oh, I think a lot of people pay attention to him.
Because he's not really mainstream.
He's not radio every day, but he's mainstream.
But he the man, though. Yeah. Like, I love me some J. Cole. And J. Cole has been on a lot of people's, like, he's been making a lot of songs with people lately. And I think that has gone unnoticed. But I just realized that because I heard a song the other day. Exactly. And I'm like, J. Cole?
He creeps on the low so smoothly. You be sitting here jamming like, that's another J. Cole verse.
That's another J. Cole.
Then about 2 weeks later, somebody else song. That's
another song. That's another J. Cole.
Oh, he out here.
It's like 3 songs out right now with J. Cole on them.
Yeah. I mean, if I was an artist, he'd be on my shit too. He'd probably be the first one I call.
Yeah. But you know, he's very selective on who he works with.
He'll work with.
Yeah, I ain't saying he works with you. I'm saying he's very selective.
Yeah, he is.
He's very strategic about who he works with.
Yeah,
like right now, Lotto is killing it right now.
She definitely is.
I just heard a song with her, Lil Wayne, and a whole bunch of other people on there. I'm like, God, dog it.
She's working though, but she always had that work ethic. I remember when one of my partners was in the studio with her, and they were supposed to shoot that. She's on one of his tracks. He never released a track. I don't know why. That was about 4 years ago. I'm sorry. You watching this? You dumb. You dumb as hell. I just want to let you know. Nobody else have told you yet this year. You done messed up, but you can't drop it now. Nah, because it's gonna look weird. But we told him when my boy was like, "Yo, she gonna blow, dog. I'm looking at her in the studio. She gonna blow." Because your accent is mixed. You got me giving me 3 different vibes now.
You giving me a mix of Midwest. Yeah. I'm like, I'm from Chicago. They're like, oh yeah, I can hear that. Quit playing. I was like, no, I'm from here. They was like, you want to be from here? You from here? When you come back, give us a call. I'm like, cool.
Cool.
Find me on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. So what you were saying about Megan Thee Stallion now?
So Megan, I do think that she's kind of. What other female rap artists are out of Houston?
Rap artists? I don't know. Honestly. I don't know. I haven't really looked up rap artists.
Because there's not a lot. There's not a lot. I mean, if you look at the Lil' Kim era, You look at the Foxy Brown era.
Mm-hmm.
All of them were talking about kind of the same thing, but they were from the same areas.
For the most part.
You know?
Except for Rod Digger. She's still one of my favorites.
Rod Digger, but Rod Digger was like a different type of chick, you know? Yeah. So she never even dressed like them, was even there on their level of appeal, because she was real hip-hop to me. That's who
Lotto Delivery reminds me of. Rod Digger, like real raw.
Okay, I can see that.
Now she's just sexier with it, but that delivery and that presence and that tone and voice.
Yeah, she's sexier, and she Lotto is very sexual.
Yeah.
To say the least. Everything, and she's another one. I'm sick of the wet, and that's what I mean. Even the same thing kind of with Megan, right? A lot of the sex and my this and my that, because I feel like if your stuff is hitting the way it is, you wouldn't have to talk about it every song. You know what I'm saying? But in the same sense of how she's dominating, I love Bun B. Bun B, what made Bun B so dope and different to me is because it's how he approached things.
Right.
He never saw it from the straight on angle like this. He always approached it from kind of like this side angle, on the diagonal angle, and he could come in through the cut on you. And Pimp C was more of a I'm just going to say it. I don't know how you going to feel about it, but I'm going to say it anyway. And so I feel that from a female standpoint, understanding that that's kind of where she wanted to come from, I think she's doing very well coming from a female standpoint of hitting people on the angles,
right,
of not knowing how she's going to come at them. And then, because no females have ever really been dominating real hard hip-hop beats from the 90s or from the 80s. Like when she came in doing the Eazy-E beat, you know?
I don't know, I say Rap City.
But she's hip-hop. Yeah. I still wouldn't put them in the same category.
They actually are in the same category, though.
But I just wouldn't. You know, I wouldn't. Because she's, like, I put her in the same category with, like, Rod Digger. Because they're hip-hop to me. Like, these other, I think there's a difference between hip-hop and just rap. So you're talking about, like,
pop rap.
Right.
So hip-hop and rap to me is the same thing. Now, if you're talking about, like, Cardi's and Megan, they're more so pop.
They're more pop. So more commercial. So that's why I don't always see them in the same light, because I wouldn't listen to them in the same playlist.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. If I'm going to listen to that vibe, I'm going to be all the way in that vibe.
Right, I'm going to be all in that vibe. I can add Rhapsody and Rod Digger in with the J. Coles and the Jay-Z's and the Currencies and the Khalif. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could not put Lotto and Megan and Cardi in those.
Nah, I put them with like some Trick Daddy,
Trina. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I would put them over in a whole nother category that is so different. You know, because even Master P can go over here in the whole No Limit crew. Mia X is still gonna be over on this side with the Rhapsodies and the Rod Diggers. So I think that it's a total different avenue. So like you said, maybe rap and hip hop is the same, but maybe just categorizing as pop rap, commercialized rap.
Yeah.
That's who they are, and I think on a commercial standpoint, she does very well with kind of coining this thing about herself, where she can be raunchy and have bars at the same time. So I like her. Some of her songs I really like. The ones that ain't always my wet, my this, my that. Not. If sometimes she's saying some real stuff, and you be like, "Dang, girl, I'm for real."
I might need to listen to the real stuff she's saying, because sometimes, like I said, some days I be like, depending on the day. If I'm in the gym and a song come on, then boom. But if I'm just in the car and the song come on, I might switch it up to something else.
I probably would too some of the time.
Like, shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't take you, Cardi, and Lotto, and Nicki. All y'all dropping back to back on the track. Nah, let me switch this vibe up.
Yeah.
You know
even though Nicki, I like the a little bit of the new Nicki stuff.
Oh, I do. I'm a Nicki fan.
Really?
Yeah, I like Nicki.
Oh.
I always like Nicki.
Okay.
I'm not no. Hell no. Hell no. We ain't that type of fan.
But you're a fan of Nicki. I like Nicki.
And I'm definitely a fan of Cardi B.
And I'm a fan of Cardi. I really like Cardi. You know why? Because to me, she got it out the mud. Yeah. She's one of the most successful people from a Love and Hip Hop series to me ever.
She went to the show with a purpose to get her music out. And the moment that her first song went boom, she was like, all right, it's time to leave y'all.
Yep, I'm out. She hurried up and cut ties from that whole imagery.
And she was authentic the whole time and genuine.
Come on. And I love that about her because she is the same person there that she is now. She the exact same person. I don't see her wavering in anything that she does. And, you know, understanding that some of those shows are very damaging to your brand.
It definitely is.
All of those chicks be trying to rap, and I'm trying to figure out why. Rap and sing. I'm like, first off, where they come from?
You know nothing. I don't know who recruit these people.
Because I'm like, if that's the case, I could have been on there. But see, I know I couldn't. So let me not even put that out there in the atmosphere. Do not recruit me for any of those reality shows.
Especially the one in New York, because they had a lot of Peter Guns, had like 3 women that he was dealing with that can all sing. Richie Rich, Mr. Manager, had a lot of people that can sing. And these days, I don't see any of them that they were working with just popping off.
Because one, they never were. I just don't see that any of them ever were.
Yeah.
Because they weren't appealing to what the market was looking for. And they had all this negative stuff tagged behind them.
And I think that came with being on that show.
Yeah. I mean, you can't have all this negative stuff where you dealing with all this negative man. And then those men had their hands. So in that case, for me, the reason why they never were going to progress is because they put their talent in the hands of the men.
Right.
They didn't trust in themselves enough to know that they could be great on their own. Everybody had to mess around. And Cardi really solidified that. She like, I'm not going to sleep with you just to do this because it was on the show.
Yeah, it was literally.
In her session where the dude was trying to sleep with her and the mister just trying to get her record out, she's like, I'm not about to do that.
Right.
Because once I give the most powerful thing you have to give up, you give it up, you still not going to get the music to drop. Because he's gotten his purpose on what he was trying to get out of you anyway.
Yep. And then boom.
And then boom, it's nothing. And so now you've seen that same thing. And some of them were just, to be honest to me, some of them were all out. You know?
Yeah.
But they were if you want to put it in 3 letters or you want to put it in 5.
You got to put it in 9.
You know what I'm saying? However you want to put them, some of them gave off those types of vibes.
Right.
And so the show was just extra money for their pockets. Because even outside, when you look at them on the outside, on their Instagrams and things like that, and you like, you ain't even into anything. You know? And so I think that plays a large part of it where they already knew, like, we're going to get on this show, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, because Peter Guns ain't been out, and I ain't know, since the 90s. 95. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was jamming to that song. They still was playing that song by 99.
New York, City of Dreams.
You know, they had 2 videos, I want to say.
Yeah, in the Yankee Stadium. That was it. I remember that one.
You know, and that was the most memorable. So how would you even think that he was going to put you on?
And he didn't even put his own son. I don't think. I think Lil Wayne grabbed a little gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I didn't even know who Rich was.
Nah. Only one I knew on the show really at the time was Yandy. Because I followed Yandy. And Yandy all violated us. Mm-hmm. I was a big Busta Rhymes fan back then too.
And Yandy is still doing her thing, but Yandy isn't getting as much respect as she was after that show.
Right.
Because people can only hide who they really are for so long. And then you was able to see the lies and the deception that she fell a part of too. Yeah. You know, back and forth. Especially when it starts dealing with kids, mothers, and your man. It's
always gonna be a touchy subject. Always.
Man, it is.
Always.
These women, just from my standpoint as a woman who's a single woman, you just cannot come between another woman and the man's child. If anything, you're supposed to be the addition to create peace.
Right.
To help him see it from one way. Because you understand what it's like being a woman, even if you wasn't a mother first. You understand what being a woman is like. And from some standpoint or another, you probably even been a chick on the side. So you should already understand what it's like for a new woman to come in. She don't know nothing about you, and then you all this and this and that, and so now all these extra things because she might still hold this resentment or hoping that they could have been something, and he's decided to move on. So all these other things that play in a part, you should not get in between a man and his baby mama.
Add to that variable, definitely.
You should be the peacekeeper.
But our brains don't move like that. It's very selective for you. So what we got going? You got an EP coming this summer? You gonna drop an EP for us?
Oh,
Just 5 songs. We only ask for 5.
I wanna try. I'm gonna try.
No, we gotta manifest it. We gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna try. We gonna do it.
We doing it. We doing it well.
We're gonna drop 5 songs this song.
Okay, we're gonna
we
drop.
got videos to shoot.
We do. We have videos to shoot.
We do.
We have videos to shoot 2 for sure.
Yeah.
And 2 of them are singles. They're 2 of the 5 songs.
I don't know if that's on our EP release.
Yeah, 2 of the 5 songs on EP. I mean, we already got them ready. They need streams. They need more streams. You can find One and Only Girl on all your streaming platforms right now. Go check it out. And then Unregrettable is coming soon.
So who's your top 3 favorite artists of all time?
What?
Top 3. We're gonna get top 3.
3? I gotta do 3?
Just 3.
3? Okay, for sure.
Really love them.
Anita Baker.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love me some Anita Baker. That's my auntie. She auntie.
Anita's so smooth with the game.
Oh my goodness. I was listening to a thing where they take the music off of it and you just hear her vocals and she was just she gave a little soulful Elvis sound. Crazy. But it was that dope. So Anita Baker is one.
Okay.
Brandy.
Oh, now you can't tell me about Brandy.
Listen, I am a Brandy fan. I used to print out Brandy pictures on my computer and run out all my color ink.
I used to have all Brandy albums. Her best album to me though was Full Moon. Brandy killed Full Moon.
Full Moon. I just was listening. Look at my IG story. I said, listen, I couldn't even really post like that because I was driving and I love me some Brandy. Brandy is like, I have all of her albums on my phone.
What?
So Full Moon is one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites. Aphrodisiac.
Which one has have you ever loved somebody something that
That's Full Moon.
That's not Full Moon.
Oh no, that's the one before that. That's the same one that has Angel in the Sky she was and put that on everything. Yeah. That was the same album.
That's my second album right there.
That was the same album. Oh my goodness, what album was that?
I don't know. Whatever album got Have You Ever on it, that album was banging.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna know by the end of the show. We're gonna know because I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna have to peek off a second and tell you because that was the one before Full Moon. I just can't think of the name of them.
Oh, we're gonna figure it out right now.
Because we had the first one, which was Brandy. And then we had, I want to say, that was the one that had Put That on Everything. Because that was, Have You Ever, Put That on Everything was right after that. Or Put That on Everything was number 11. I do know that for sure. Ain't that crazy? Because I love that song. That's the same one that had Happy on it. You
Never Say Never.
Never say never. Never say never.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what's so dope about why I love Brandy. The way Brandy put albums together was so bananas to me.
And it was
she
so
had
structured.
an intro.
Her stuff was structured.
Then it went into the song. And then she had a mid-tro in there before she put something on there. Like, remember on the album Brandy? I dedicate. Then, like, the intro started kind of like that. Then she had brought it in and again in the middle with the I dedicate. And then it was a whole song. Then she had the outro that still had the same type of format. Like, when I say Brandy is genius, she's genius. I love her. But I'm a huge Brandy fan. I love Never Say Never was my favorite album when it came out. And then when Full Moon came out, I'm like, oh, this is my favorite. Because I used to listen to that in high school. Full Moon was my thing.
Yeah, Full Moon. Right.
And then she had a few songs on there. And then Aphrodisiac came out. And then I was in love with the Aphrodisiac. And then Human. Now, Human was pretty good, but that was one of my least favorites.
Right.
One of my least favorites. And I think it was one of her things where she was like, oh my God, it really didn't do anything like it should have. Like most Brandy things do. But that was my least favorite.
It probably came because she was acting real heavy at the time and wanted to drop an album.
She was, and you know what? She had got into that car accident at that time where that money was coming out. Then she was dealing with Dark Child and all that type of stuff. And so it was some issues going on with that and her baby daddy. I think it was a lot. She was going through mentally and emotionally. But that was nice. The Piano Man song was real nice. She had a few hits on there I liked, but it wasn't like my number one Brandy album. Like I'm like sleep listening to it over and over.
Oh, I got you.
But 211?
Yeah.
But 211? That 211, I could listen to that all day, every day. All day, every day. And oh my God, so this last one is such a toss-up because even when I speak about my three favorite artists of all time with kind of what steers around my music.
Okay.
This one person is not truly a musical artist. So that's why it's kind of, but however, these three kind of shaped and mold how I want it to be.
We all in. We waiting. We waiting to hear it. Go ahead. What is it?
Maya Angelou. So because she's a poet.
Yeah, she's a poet. She's a writer.
She cold with the words.
Yeah, she just used music. That's her form of art. That's poetry, using words. She just didn't have to be behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
And so those were three heavy people. Like I really love the writers, like Zora Neale Hurston. I love those type of writers who could put. It's just something about the way you can take words and draw pictures or create visual stamina for people where I can sing or say things and you can just visualize it happening and seeing it. And so that's why all of them go together for me.
Oh, right, I'm with you. I'm mad at your top three.
Something new.
Yeah, that's something new.
Something different. That's deep, though.
Through Maya Angelou, Anita Baker, and Brandy. That's a good top three right there. I'm not mad at that top three at all. Yeah. And then you got your EP coming this summer. So what can we look forward to this year with you finishing out the year?
This year,
we got some time.
Yeah. This time, it's already going by so fast. Can you believe it's almost the middle of the year?
It's April. I feel like we just started last week. It's April. Kids will speed life up for you real quick.
They will.
By the time you keep driving around and going place to place and then doing what you got to do, and then you're working and you're doing your business. By the time you look at it, you're like, damn, this time just, it's already in April? See, we just started.
I know. It's so crazy.
It is. So, go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you at, where they can check you out at and check your workout, see it. Or I'm going to put it in the comments or the listing below. You can just hear it right there.
Put it in the comments and stick it all below so that people can know. But let's see what we looking for this year. I really want to do a mini documentary.
Yes.
To share some things and talk about my movement and where I've come from, what I have going on as far as musical journey, highlighting where I've come from as far as band and singing and things like that, and try and give people just a little bit more of me. I feel that that's what people want. You want to know a little bit more what's into my mind.
So you gonna let them know who you are.
So I just want to let you know who I am, Mz.Tori Lee.
I'm more than just a singer, hairstylist, poet, writer. But you're gonna get to know all of me.
You get to know all of me.
Yeah.
I know all of me.
That's how the introduction to the documentary gonna go.
You know what? Thinking about and this is so crazy because every time I look at the videos on my phone, and I'm like, oh, this would be great to put into the documentary and things like that, right? Because Beyonce beat me to what I wanted to do. Her butt think just like me, clearly.
It was your idea.
But it was definitely my idea.
Definitely your idea.
But I love you, B. It was my idea. I already had it formulated.
You just beat us to the punch.
You just beat us to it. But when Sean Maxwell touched that thing,
it's gonna be a little different.
He gone.
All that. All that.
But like, you remember the old MTV shows?
Which one?
The old This Is My Story MTV series when it was like the behind the scenes.
Oh,
what
yeah.
was it?
Oh man, I know what you're talking about.
Behind the music.
Is it behind the music? Is it behind the music? Oh, you gonna have. Is it
Okay, so I think it's behind the music. So
I know what you're talking about.
That's
it's
how
been
my
a while
mind.
ago.
And see, that's how my mind thinks, like
Right.
about bringing back those types of feel, because people don't know. People are driven by the things you give to them. So I think we should do it like that.
I'm down with that.
So we're gonna look at some things like that. So a little mini documentary, and for sure, we need to get out this beautiful Mz.Tori Lee Me Please calendar. Maybe we'll start out with a 6-month calendar, dropping in June for males month. That's men's month. Men's health awareness, men's month, whatever. We'll probably drop it out for that because it is for the women as well. But the men need to know that they're being catered to. That someone loves you. Somebody's thinking about you.
Oh.
I love the men. I love men. I love men. I'm not promiscuous, but I do love men.
Sound like you're about to make a whole song.
I have a song coming out. I mean, I do. I have a song called
Kisses. You make the right. And I be lying on the block just to watch.
Well, I got
Fergalicious.
I used to love that song. I love Perky. Where is Perky? Where you at? And I have a male's line coming out.
Okay.
With candles. I have a male candle scent coming very soon, and like a body oil so that women you can rub the men down. Okay.
Y'all better get that.
Yeah, that's gonna be really
Father's Day coming real soon.
Father's Day is coming, so I need to hurry up and drop it so you guys can have it for Father's Day.
Definitely.
And one of them will probably have like a cannabis scent infused. I think that'd be nice.
Do it like a second hand from it.
No. I'm trying not to give you I just want to, soothe you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and hopefully I can get that out really, really soon as well. And then you guys are gonna get an EP this summer.
Go get that EP.
You're gonna get that EP. You're gonna get that. I mean, I'm really almost done with it. To be honest, so I don't even.
Then you got the calendar coming out next year.
Calendar coming out next year. The Tori Lee Me Please. We're gonna give you some of that.
Bing bong.
Bing bong. Yeah. So we got that. So watch out for that. And I don't know. Maybe I'll try to get back into some acting or some directing. Maybe writing some things.
Oh yeah. I'm getting back into that heavy, definitely filming.
Yeah.
I'm getting back to shooting movies and short films and stuff like that.
Yeah. We need to collaborate on some writing and some stuff.
Do it. I'm ready now.
I'm a talent scout. I can find good talent. I got some people in my bag that I just want to put out like boom, boom.
And like, hey, we got a director, we got a writer, let's go.
Let's do
we
it.
can make that happen for real.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah, definitely. So we're gonna choose something for the year. I can get to see it. Now it's time to take all that talent and manifesting, put it out there in the atmosphere so we can go ahead and get some residuals for what we love to do.
I'm telling you, we're getting some residuals. The first thing you can actually purchase is coming really soon, maybe within the next week, is the Tori in the Morning, Tori in the Morning memorabilia.
Oh, we got merch.
Yeah.
So you got Tori merch.
So we got some Tori merch. Some Tori in the Morning merch, okay?
Tori merch.
Some Tori in the Morning merch.
We got something we're going to sell y'all.
I got something I'm giving y'all, okay? I got something that's going to go out to you guys. A friend of mine was like, you got to change it up a little bit because I'm always thinking about the men.
No, we got to switch it up.
I'm always thinking about what men like and what men would do.
And that's cool too, but you got to think about the ladies that want the man, that wants the stuff like that too. So you got to be
right. I mean, the ladies are gonna do it anyway because I'm a woman and I make things so feminine and great. So women, you guys are no-brainers for me. I love you guys.
Definitely.
But nobody really makes sure that it kind of is working well for the men. So.
Well, we appreciate that because, you know, we do need to be catered to sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you guys are the providers. Some of y'all
Somehow.
are the providers and do all these things. So you do need that love poured back into you.
Definitely. So, but we're about to wrap this up, man. We appreciate you coming, Mz.Tori Lee. And this is No BS. Y'all can catch her at Tori in the Morning. The new merch for Tori in the Morning coming out. The EP dropping this summer. Calendar dropping this fall. This winter.
Yeah.
And documentary dropping this winter as well. So y'all stay tuned to that. Live concert, live stuff. Everything about to pop in. And this is No BS. This is Sean Maxwell. This is
Mz.Tori Lee.
And we out.
Peace.